Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm gonna be working on my wife's present that got her on Christmas. It is 2011 BMW X6, and the reason it's always been sitting over here because this car has some issues with the antifreeze leaking, and BMW knows for it. They always leak, always either oil or antifreeze or both. So in this case, I'll have to take the whole front end apart to trace it down where it's leaking. Also, what I find out, there's a secondary water pump went out. So I'll have to replace that. But in order to replace that, I have to take the radiator pack. In order to take the radiator pack, you have to take apart whole front end, which involved in a lot of disassembly. And also, the other day when me and my wife was sitting in the car eating some fast food, some crackhead pulling up on the parking lot and smash it right in the rear end. I don't see any big damage there. There's a few scratches, there's a broken tap, but I want to take the rear bumper out to just make sure nothing got broken underneath of the bumper, so that later on the repair won't come out from my pocket. Now let's get this car in the garage and start disassembling front end. Alright guys, as you can see, I finally did it, took everything apart. I can't trace it where the water leak was, but what I noticed, there's some oil leaks probably on over this side. There's lots of grease, if you can come over here. A lot of grease over here, and the vehicle currently have 88,000 miles. So I'm thinking it's time to replace the spark plugs. While everything disassembled, it's easier to work right now and take everything apart to replace the spark plugs. And BMW knows that they like to their spark plugs being changed often, because the oil gets on them or it's too hot. I don't know why, but all the Beamers have this kind of issues. After 75-80,000 miles, they have misfiring issues. To prevent that, while this is taken apart, I'll take this intakes out. So I will have access to the spark plugs. I'll take them apart. And while I'm gonna be assembling and getting everything back together, I'll put those new spark plugs in. Basically do the service to vehicle. Let's take this top section apart and get to those spark plugs. Alright guys, I free up everything to get to those spark plugs. You can see this engine bay pretty much open, and because of this I just realized it. Here's the engine oil tube. So basically whenever changing oil and whatever spills over, it goes over here. So that just came to me. I couldn't find the leak. I'm gonna have to dig more into it. Plus, I need the special tool to get the spark plugs out. It's not like a regular cars. You can use a 15, I believe, if I'm not wrong, or 3/4, and you can get the spark plugs out. Those spark plugs have 12 section. If this have 6. I need the 12 one. So I don't know what is it called, but I'll have to buy it in order to get the spark plugs. Plus I have to buy spark plugs. It's time to change the filter, scat filter. It's nasty. It doesn't look like somebody been replacing it. It looks terrible. And when I said about the pump that I want to replace, so when I bought this radiator pack, it came with this pump. But what I noticed, I think this the vehicle the parts came off of was flooded. So that's why that pump is not working, or at least I think it's not working. I'll have to replace that. I have that. Also, I need to replace that radiator, the little one over there. They took it from this side. It looks like it's leaking, but slightly. I can't find the biggest leak that was when you park the vehicle and it's dripping. I just have to dig in more into it. There's a few things that I wanna change while I got into it. I wanna watch the engine and also to see later on where's any oil leaks, if there's any. That's gonna be a wrap for today's episode, guys. I know it's not a whole lot of work being done, but at this point I can't go any further. I need to buy parts, spark plugs, filters, the oil. So basically everything the time to do service with this kind of miles. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at Salvagemasterv to see inside scoop before YouTube. I'll catch you in the next one.